punch it.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be going out with my dad to run some errands in his MR2 Spyder. After that, I'm going to be working with my friend Alan to install an oil catch can on his Acura CL Type S. And then I'm also going to be finishing up the suspension on my Lexus IS 300. It's been down for quite a while and we finally have all the parts ready to finish it up. So here's my dad's 2003 Toyota MR2 Spyder. It actually has super low mileage on it and it's extremely clean. He's put on some things like suspension braces. It still has stock suspension. It's got stock wheels, stock brakes. It has aftermarket G-Force Goodrich Rival tires, which are really, really sticky. And it also has a front sway bar from TRD, and it has some Beat Rush suspension braces underneath the car too. I'm gonna have to go ahead and move my dad's Evora 400 so that we can take out the MR2 Spyder.
Alright, we're just taking the 2003 Toyota MR2 Spyder, manual transmission, basically all stock except for some transmission stiffening types of things and engine under tray additions and strut bar braces and so forth, which I can talk about later. Heading out to get some pet food, which is an essential shop that's open today, and sign our income taxes. So this car has less than 11,600 miles on it, original miles, completely unmolested in terms of anything significant. I have BF Goodrich G-Force Rival S's all around, and the tires make this thing handle just incredibly. And the turn in is like amazing, as you can see when you do things like that. There you go. Whoa, whoa.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really pretty incredible. You can't really strut the stuff around the neighborhood too much, but I love this car. I actually am trying to sell it now because I just don't have room. I've got 3 Lotus, and this little guy's got to go. Very much in the vein of a Lotus, but obviously not a Lotus. Same idea though, mid-engine, Toyota engine, obviously. It's a great car.
I mean, and the main reason you're selling it is because you finally bought an Elise.
Yeah, the Elise was the replacement for this. And an Elise is, of course, a unique car in the world. Everybody should own one at some point in their life if they're a car enthusiast, a sports car guy. But these things are amazing. I wish I could keep it. In fact, my wife loves to drive this car. I haven't been letting her drive it lately because I don't want to put the miles on it in anticipation of selling it. It's also this incredible metallic green color. Not too many of those out there.
One problem with this car is that it doesn't have very much storage space in it, but if you actually open the front trunk and take out the spare tire, you can actually use this whole compartment for storage space. We were going to go to Trader Joe's after paying our taxes and getting dog food, but as you'll see in a second, there's a giant line just trailing all the way outside of Trader Joe's. Of course, everyone's keeping their social distance, but like, look at this. It's a huge, huge line of people just trying to get into Trader Joe's to buy groceries.
We're just driving around the neighborhood. We have this circuit where I was teaching the kids to learn manual transmission. It just goes down through a golf course. It's got some nice curves. You can give it a little gas here, Theo, and head up the hill. Check out the acceleration. Punch it.
back from running some errands with my dad now, and Alan's here. We're just gonna start working on the Lexus and try and finish that up and go for a test drive, make sure everything's right and good to go. His catch can actually didn't get here today, so we'll be installing that a different day. So these are actually the coilovers that came with the car when I bought it. There's some Apex Racing coilovers. They have dampening adjustment and ride height adjustment, and they've been working out pretty well for me. They're not too bumpy. They feel nice. The car handles really well with them. We're gonna go ahead and take over some of this high performance waterless coolant to ABD because they are working on the Crossfire. They almost have the new supercharger finished. They're gonna be also coating it, and they also installed a new upgraded intercooler because the old one was leaking. So we're gonna go swing this by. They actually use this waterless coolant for the coolant expansion tank that they added on, because when they were just using normal coolant, it was building way too much pressure. So since this is waterless, it boils at a way higher temperature at 375 degrees Fahrenheit, and it doesn't build as much pressure, so it's a lot safer to have and it won't blow out lines. We're gonna drive over to ABD and drop off the coolant in my brother's FRS. It looks really great in this orange color. It looks super good in the sun especially. You can really see the orange metallic flake. I think it's called magma or lava orange, something like that. Great color for the car. His car is an automatic and it's completely stock actually. The Crossfire should be done pretty soon. ABD told me it should be done either by the end of today, but more likely it'll be sometime tomorrow. I'll be picking up the car tomorrow as soon as it's ready. Once we pick it up, it'll have the new supercharger, the new intercooler, larger fuel injectors, and it'll be all ready to go. I'll have to start getting some data logs. We'll send them to Needs Wings and get the car with an updated Eurocharged flash tune. All right, we're just getting here to ABD now. We're gonna drop off the coolant and then head back home and finish up the Lexus. Josh's old supercharger from ABD, that was on his C32 for a long time, so he sold it to me pretty cheap. So they're just coating it now with high temperature black caliper paint to match the ported and coated supercharger inlet, and also the Y pipe, but you can't really see the Y pipe. We're back from ABD now. We're just finishing up the Lexus suspension and we should be done soon. Then we're gonna go ahead and take it for a test drive and pick up some dinner. We just finished finally fixing the suspension on the IS300. A while back, I found a good deal on some Rota grid wheels. They're pretty much just replicas of Volk TE37s, but it's a really good replica company. It's not like, it doesn't claim to be an actual Volk or anything. There's no stickers or branding that says Volk, but Rota makes good wheels that are inspired by other big wheel company designs. I'm thinking of going white on white, or maybe gunmetal gray, or probably gunmetal gray or white on white would be the best bet for color options. So these wheels are a lot wider than stock. If I remember correctly, they're 9.5 inches wide opposed to the normal 8 inches. I might be totally wrong, just remembering incorrectly. But yeah, I plan on mounting these when my old tires on my stock wheels are worn out, and they're gonna be pretty aggressive. I mean, as you can see, they sit out pretty far. Well, really far from the fender, way wider than the stock wheels. They have a pretty aggressive offset on them, and you'll see those installed in the car. I think it's gonna look really cool. And yeah, we're gonna go take out the Lexus for a test drive now and get some food and make sure everything's good with the suspension. Now we're just taking the IS300 for a little test drive to make sure all the suspension and everything is good. It's feeling really good. It's feeling like there's less, well, you can definitely feel less bumps through the steering wheel, it seems like, and it's also a little easier to turn the steering wheel, and the ride just feels a little smoother and nicer. But you know, that makes sense because we replaced a bunch of really old, worn out, hardened rubber bushings that haven't been replaced probably since the car came out new. So those would be 17 years old with over 120,000 miles on them. So yeah, it feels good. Everything seems to be all right. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching the video. Next time I'll be picking up the Crossfire with Alan and probably doing some data logging, and we'll also be installing the oil catch can on his Acura. See you guys later.